Just above me now is the city walls, and there is an entrance there, as I was saying, €3, and you can get up right to the top of the city walls there, and apparently you can walk along quite a stretch. I am not going to do that though, because I've arrived at the Field of Miracles. That is not the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but I'm pretty close by. I'm going to give you a little bit of information on where I am and how this place came to be. But let me first of all say to you as I walk towards it that the cost of a ticket to get to the top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa is €20. And if you want access to all the other bits that come along with it, including the baptistry and the cemetery, you can buy a all-inclusive ticket for €27, which is what I've done. I figured I'm only going to probably be here once, so I may as well go the whole hog. So let us go and get our bearings, and then I'll give you a little bit of information on this complex. The history goes that the city of Pisa was powerful even 1,000 years ago, and in 1063 the city of Pisa attacked Sicily. The attack was successful, and they brought back with them a load of treasure and whatever the money was back then, and they ended up spending that on making Pisa even grander and even better than it was before. And this is how they did it. They built this entire cathedral complex. I think what I'll do is work through them one by one, and I'll tell you a little bit about each of them as we go through, and hopefully we'll end up at the Leaning Tower of Pisa with a bit of luck right at the top. But I think I'm going to make a start in the cathedral, which is to my right. I'm not sure if you're allowed to take photos and videos in here, so I'll keep you up to date with that one. Made it inside, and it turns out you are allowed to take photographs and videos. I checked the guy as I was coming through the door, so hopefully all is good. The cathedral was built, or construction started I should say, in 1063, and it took about 30 years to complete the cathedral. In 1595 there was a fire that destroyed part of it, but it was rebuilt pretty quickly, and it is as it stands today. Out of the cathedral, all good. I'm about to head into the baptistry. The cathedral was very strict in that it didn't allow children in unless they had been baptised, and there were no exceptions to that rule. You weren't even allowed a child in the cathedral in order to be baptised. So they got around that by building a separate building called a baptistry. Work started in 1152, and it continued on until it was completed about 200 years later. The building is in the shape of a large dome, measures 54 metres high by 34 metres across. Wow, acoustics, unbelievable. Right, I'm heading out towards the cemetery, I think. Very good, very good. I have made it inside of the complex's cemetery from what I can make out. It is a rectangular large building with an open space in the middle, which I'll show you in a second, but the history in here is phenomenal. The ground is made up of all of these different memorials, tributes, plaques. And on the wall here, look at this. Frescoes dating back, I think, to the 13th and 14th centuries. Over here is more memorials and statues, just a few of them here. The building was constructed, or construction started, in 1278. This is a little chapel in one of the wings, and it took nearly 200 years to complete the building. If I show you up at the roof, you can see what looks like an old wooden roof. Well, it turns out that the roof caught fire during bombing in the Second World War, and the entire original roof was destroyed, so they had to replace it. They've done it in such a way, though, that it looks very, very similar to the original. And we're looking out now towards the centre of the old cemetery. You can see the dome of a chapel that is in the far wing over there. It is still open today, and it is possible to go in there and have a look. More statues and all kinds of interesting stuff in here, no doubt about it. Right, I have got to press on. I have a 4 o'clock ticket for the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That is where I am heading to next. I am all set to go. I've just dropped my bag off in the cloakroom. It is included in the price, but you are not allowed a rucksack or any bags up to the tower, which is there behind me. I can't believe I'm actually here. Must be one of the most famous towers in the world. I'm wearing a mask, by the way, because COVID restrictions are still very, very strict here in Italy. You have to show your vaccine passport every time you go into a building like this, and you have to wear your mask whenever you're inside. So in the cloakroom, or I'm guessing as well in the tower, so that's what I'll be doing. Okay, I'm going to go over now and see if I can get through security. Sun is behind the tower, but it is just magnificent to be here. In 1173, work started on the bell tower of the cathedral, and that is what the Leaning Tower of Pisa actually is. Although when they began the project, it wasn't leaning. It wasn't until they got to the 3rd floor they realized that there was a lean on the tower, and so they started building the floors above that slightly shorter on the uphill side to try and correct the trajectory of the tower itself. Unfortunately, that didn't work, and as a consequence, we have now a finished tower that leans quite heavily on one side.
Quella è ancora più stretta di questa.
No, questo non lo posso fare. Perfetto.
Quella è ancora
I thought we were at the top there a second ago, but there is a little bit further to go.
Quella è la metà.
Here we go. I can see daylight again.
Io mi chiedo come sono ci fissare.
Hello. That way? Okay.
No difference.
Oh, okay, thank you. There we have it then. I think we're at the top now. It is incredible to feel just how much the tower does actually lean, because when you're around one side you feel like you're going down, and when you're around the other side you feel like you're trying to stay upright the best you can. Probably not describing it very well, but it's a crazy feeling. I'm at the top now. There's the bells behind me. The tower is, or was when it was built, 60 meters high. It's now 56.5 meters high on the highest part of the top, and on the lower part of the top it's a meter less than that. Apparently it was falling by 1 to 2 millimeters every year, which is crazy. Take a look at these bells here. There we go. See the cathedral roof there below me now. What an incredible experience. And it looks like we can actually go in and have a look at the bells here. There we go. Look at this. Unbelievable. I didn't realise as well, but the tower is hollow. The circular stairs go around the perimeter, but inside there is just one giant tube. 251 steps to get to the top. The tower weighs 14,500 tons. It is made of white stone and marble. Well, it just feels completely surreal to be at the top of such a well-known landmark, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, right here in Italy. What an incredible trip, and I am looking forward to the next country. So thanks for watching the video, and I will catch you wherever I'm heading next. I don't even know for sure myself. Good night from Italy.